Monica madam,
Yes.
have you approached today's resource person?
I think Shivaji sir has approached ma'am. Shivaji sir?
हाँ गायत्री मैम ने बात की थी और उनको गूगल लिंक भी शेयर किया था।
हाँ मैम उन्होंने देख लिया है, ही मस्ट बी ज्वाइनिंग, अदरवाइज अगर 7 बजे नहीं करते हैं तो आई विल कॉल हिम।
ओके ओके फाइन।
अगर 7 o'clock तक नहीं करते हैं तो आई विल कॉल।
Shivaji sir, Mr. Amutha has joined.
Sir has joined.
Okay, yes.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Good evening, sir.
सर आपका माइक म्यूट है सर, माइक इज म्यूटेड। सर आपका माइक म्यूट है, अनम्यूट करिए।
Oh, thank you. So what I feel, it's a uncomfortable position for the all faculties that this program has been scheduled in the evening.
No.
No sir, we are going to have actually sir, we are privileged to hear you, so it is not a problem at all.
No, that's not an issue. It's not a problem for me, but because generally whenever there is some event from which is being organized or which has been scheduled in Europe, so European time is around nowadays 4.5 hours behind than India. So there most of the meetings they start at 1:30. When here is 1:30, there will be 9 a.m. So then those meetings continue up to 11:30 in the night. But for the faculties, it's a general routine that they will be teaching from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then it becomes uncomfortable for you people. So
Actually,
sir, actually we are getting the opportunity by
that we
listening of such eminent speakers like you.
No, we could speak in the daytime also. That's what I am doing.
But daytime actually we are busy with the classes and all.
Okay.
So that's why AICT has planned this type of FDP in the evening time.
Okay. Right.
So
there is no issue from my side.
Yes, sir.
I'm generally we are habitual of attending the meetings in the off times.
Yes. So Monica ma'am,
yes,
now
ma'am.
you welcome sir here.
Yeah, sure. Shall we start, ma'am? Shall we start?
Yes.
Okay.
We can
So
start.
welcome one and all. It's my privilege to introduce our eminent speaker, Shri Sushil Kumar sir. Shri Sushil Kumar sir is an officer of the 1987 batch of Indian Telecommunication Services. He has done his graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering in 1987 and Masters in Computer Science and Technology in 1989 from Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. He is currently posted as Deputy Director General in Telecommunication Engineering Center and heading the Internet of Things Division from 2016. In his current role, he created a framework for finalization specifications in M2M IoT domain with multi-stakeholders participation. He had released 18 technical reports in various verticals like power sector, automotive, healthcare, safety and surveillance, smart homes, smart cities, smart villages and agriculture, communication technology in M2M and IoT domain. He's designed and implemented various telecom projects related to e-governance and also for Commonwealth Games, cycling event held on Greater Noida Expressway in 2010 and Formula 1 racing car event in Greater Noida in 2011. He participated in around 150 national and international conferences, faculty development program and training programs on IoT, 5G smart cities, digital transformations. Not taking much of time, let's hear from Sir. Sir, kindly start.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Yes,
for your kind words. And in fact, this all the slides which I have prepared, they are available in the technical documents.
Okay, sir.
So there is no point of noting down and anything.
Okay.
So in fact, you people might be knowing much of this, much better what we will be telling you because you are teaching to the students. And whatever is happening in the industry, that is more important. What are the challenges? So I've taken this will be from 7 p.m. to 9:30.
Sir, actually, we are having session from 7 to 7:50. Then we're having a break, and
Okay.
afterwards again we are having a session till 8:50. Then we are having a
Okay.
queries. Yes, sir.
Okay. 2 hours will be from my side, and
Yes, sir.
half an hour
Yes, sir.
from the
Queries.
question
Sure. Yes,
question
sir.
and
Yes, sir.
So, in fact, it is more important ki what are the challenges in the technologies, like IoT. It is a very complex domain, and what are the challenges? Like suppose the smart camera is hacked, and what policy is required? Moreover, what are the issues in the technology? None of the technology is a mature technology. There is always innovations and the developments. And what I feel, the people like you, because you people are always involved in the research, you are having PhD holders, you can do a lot of innovations through your PhD students or yourself, and can contribute to the ecosystem in a big way. So I shall share some of the slides, but we will be speaking, and you can find a lot of contents on the Google itself and in the technical reports also. All these slides are available in the technical reports. So I shall share my presentation. Are you able to see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I shall make it in slide share mode. It's fine now. Okay. On to first slide. Okay, this telecommunication engineering center, that is the technical arm of DOT, and it advised the DOT on several issues related with the technology. Our colleagues are posted. We are from the same services. We work in TEC, DOT, BSNL, MTNL, in BSNL, MTNL, and TCL, and so many other organizations. We work on deputation, and in DOT and TEC, we are recruited from UPSC. So this TEC, that is, I mentioned, technical arm of DOT. We advise the DOT on several technology-related issues as well as on the spectrum. And as you may be aware that International Telecom Union, that is the UN body on telecommunication, ICT, the information and communication technology, it develops standards. Similarly, there are ISO and IEC. So DOT is the member of ITU, and BIS is the member of ISO and IEC. These are paid membership. Nobody provides the membership free of cost. So all the countries are the members. All the governments are the members of the ITU. There are more than 193 member states in ITU. So ITU is having 3 sectors, because you are from most of you people may be from the electronics and communication side. So this ITU, it is having 3 sectors. One is the radio sector, which deals the spectrum. Another one is the T sector, technology, that deals with the standards. And another one is the development, that is related with some projects, training programs, development of technology, and so on. This mandatory testing and certification, that is one of the flagship project, because it is required that the equipment which is installed in the country, that should be tested in the labs. and this testing is done from the safety and security point of view. In the case of safety, EMI/EMC, safety, technical protocol, whether the BTS are transmitting, not transmitting more than the prescribed limit. Say, like in the case of mobile phone, this specific absorption rate. All these limits are prescribed, and these are in the standards. And TEC doesn't test the equipment itself. It has accredited more than 70-80 labs across the country. Similarly, BIS is the member of ISO and IEC. So then BIS is also having a number of committees. And related to IoT, just like in TEC, we are having ITUT National Working Group 20, that is in sync with the ITUT Study Group 20. If you type on the Google ITUT Study Group 20, then you will go on the web page, and it's good. In ITU, all the recommendations or the standards, they are free. Well, they are not password protected. You can download. Only the documents which are in the development stage, they are in password protection. And once they are released, they are free of. It is not like the same scenario in the ISO IEC, but the important documents, important standards that BIS downloads. BIS is the member of the ISO IEC. So I chair LITD 27 also, that is on IoT and digital twin, and it's international committee, that is ISO IEC JTC1 Joint Technical Committee 1 SC 41 Subcommittee 41 that works on IoT and digital twin. So regular meetings are held of ITU and ISO and IEC, and at the international level there is a good cohesiveness in the working of ISO, IEC and ITU. Such type of cohesiveness you will not find in India. Like so many bodies work, and there is always a competition, and but you will not find that they will work together. Somebody is required at the top to bring them together, but like ISO, IEC and ITU, they are having joint smart city task force. And they finalize so many guidelines for the smart cities. Similarly, U4SSC, United for Smart Sustainable Cities, that is also having, that was created by ITU, but supported by more than 16 UN bodies. So they have developed so many guidelines, key performance indicators for the smart cities, which we sent a letter to NITI Aayog and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs that the smart cities which are being developed by spending huge amount of money to they should be evaluated based on the international key performance indicators, so that we can say, okay, our such and such smart city is as good as like Dubai or Singapore or any other city. So IoT and ICT is one of the most emerging technology, we can say, that is being discussed across the globe and being used to create the smart infrastructure in various verticals, like power, smart metering or smart grid, then automotive intelligent transport system, then healthcare. In healthcare, you will find the remote health management. In education, tele-education, smart villages, agriculture, so many use cases you will find, and so many verticals will be there, and every vertical will be having large number of applications. So now you can see, these verticals will work as a pillar for the smart cities and smart villages, the industry 4.0, so many, enormous number of verticals and the applications. Then this you might have heard the name of Blue Dot. Blue Dot It's a company, Toronto-based startup, and it used the source data, crowdsourced data, and just before the COVID pandemic, and it declared that the COVID will happen, may happen, and it declared just even before the WHO declared. So this is the power of the technology. It's just I have included these two lines. And Arogya Setu platform that was developed in India to help and alert the individuals. It was using the Bluetooth location GPS to track the person and transmitted data through WAN. So this is the power of the technology. And you see the communication technology helped a lot during the COVID period. And the verticals which suffered badly are the healthcare and the education during COVID period. So therefore, these two verticals, if we can improve using the IoT ICT technology, that will be a great help for the humanity. In fact, mostly the people living in the rural areas. And innovation, I mentioned in my first line the innovation. So everybody might have heard the name of these things: Blockbuster versus Netflix. At one time, blockbuster movies they were quite prevalent in USA, and once Netflix came, this ultimately blockbuster nobody listened today. Kodak versus digital camera. BlackBerry phone might have been used by some of the people around 10 years back, but Kodak film was in the there was no other film, and whenever one has to get this pic, though only the Kodak film were there. But when the digital camera came, if Kodak might have changed their policy, then it might have sustained. Otherwise, now you will not listen any name of this. BlackBerry is no more. MySpace versus Facebook, Yahoo versus Google, Indian telcos. You see, Indian telcos were before the Reliance Jio came. Indian telcos, they were selling only the broadband connection and the SIM. And if somebody sell like a floppy or the picture in the floppy, or you can say some person is selling the bucket, or another person is selling the bucket full of water. It makes a difference. So this Indian telcos, just before the entry of the Reliance Jio, they were not providing the content related services. The OTT, there were so many OTT providers, like you may see the Google, YouTube, all these Paytm, we are booking the cab, Ola, Uber, they are using the communication technology. They have just created one platform. And on that platform, they are connecting the people. They are using the broadband network of the telcos, and these companies came in profit. And you see the hotel booking company so many platforms came into picture. So that is some sort of, we can say, it is innovation. So if the company doesn't innovate, its life will be very less. And digital transformation, that is very important for the innovation. And these are some of the key factors. Adaptability, that is more vital to success than ever. Growing importance of the user experience. Innovation must happen rapidly. Digital transformation is driven by the Internet of Things, smart machine and artificial intelligence, the advent of AR and VR, API, big data analytics, and destroying silos. You see, even in creating a smart infrastructure, like the healthcare vertical, they want to have their own server. The smart metering, they want to have their own server. And transportation, they want to have their own server. Then how the data will be shared? So this is called silos. So platform, now when we will see what is the use of the platform in the IoT domain, and why these silos should be destroyed. This is the conceptual picture of the machine-to-machine communication, the device, the transport media, and the head and server. Then you can see the device. You can connect the device either directly to the head end system through PSTN or PLMN communication technology, or on low power wireless communication technology through gateway. So, security is very important from the device to the applications. This security is very important from device to the applications. We will see in the IoT security section, I have taken how the so many problems may may arise due to infected devices, or the devices which are not secured, or which are not getting the updates, or which are based on the old operating systems. There may be so many reasons. As the security is the last option for the device manufacturers. People do not want to spend on the security. These are some of the verticals and the applications, like in the healthcare, remote monitoring of a patient after surgery, remote diagnostics, medication reminder, telemedicine, wearable health devices, eICU. There are so many shortages of the beds in the hospitals. You see, if suppose the patient can be shifted to the residence after surgery, and some sort of remote ICU can be created at the residence using the this connected devices, connected healthcare devices, the devices which can transmit. Then the vital parameter can be transmitted to the hospital, and the doctors can monitor it. So such type of things, they are coming not in full way, but during the COVID time, like SpO2 meter, or the ECG machines that was developed by Bangalore-based startup, and the waveform could come to your smartphone, and you can transmit. Even the Fitbit, from Fitbit, people can take some vital parameters like BP and others. Similarly, in education, tele-education, e-attendance, agriculture, smart irrigation, livestock monitoring, weather monitoring and forecasting, sensor-based precision agriculture, remote crop monitoring, remote monitoring of soil quality, smart warehousing, logistics and distribution, remote controlled irrigation pump. So many applications may be there. Animal husbandry, or we can say livestock monitoring, animal tracking, remotely monitoring the health of an animal using wearable health devices, e-governance, then food processing, automotive, then in the automotive, emergency call system, asset tracking. Now in automotive sector, V2X, vehicle to everything connectivity, that is coming in the 3GPP specifications. Then we will be having the remote surveillance, public safety system. Then the surveillance is not used. This word is not used internationally because surveillance, people feels, why do you want to do the surveillance? CCTV camera at various locations across the city or the village, along with public address system, emergency fire alert, aquaculture, power sector. So many verticals will be there. Then what are the challenges in the IoT domain? You see, suppose you are the ambulance is carrying the patient, and the healthcare devices for transmitting the vital parameters, they are connected, and the signal goes off. it is going on the highway, and on the highway the signal goes off, and then what will happen? So robust connectivity is very important. Latency, availability, coverage, cost, or there is a fire in some building, and the fire alert should be transmitted automatically. It's practically possible. Like you see, what happens when I was working with BSNL. Whenever there was a fire, next day the electrical people used to say, "Sir, this fire detector were working till yesterday. We tested, but there was no fire alarm. When there was a fire, there was no fire alarm. Even in sector 62 exchange, we were fired 2-3 times, but there was no sound of the fire alarm. So what is required? This server can test these fire detectors after every few minutes. It can be programmed from the platform, and it can be tested automatically. Whenever the fire detector is faulty, the message will go to the building in charge, and the fire that detector can be replaced. So such type of system that is installed in CDOT. One startup, Bangalore-based startup, he developed the sensors and other things. And moreover, suppose there is fire, and then the using sensor, this fire alert goes to the system. This system can water is not there, then the pump can be started to bring the water. The house pipes can be throw the water on the fire. So all these things can be implemented. Second, that is the standards. People are working on proprietary standards. That's a big problem. Interoperability and open interfaces enabling platform to talk with each other. You see, suppose ambulance is carrying the patient, and patient's vital parameters are going to the hospital, and the location of the vehicle is going to transport server. So data is required to be shared, because the hospital should also know where is the ambulance, in how much time the patient will reach the hospital. Or you see the parking. Suppose you have gone to the Connaught Place, and if you don't get the message on your smartphone that if you are searching the parking, that the parking is vacant at such and such place. 25% of the congestion that is created by the drivers who are not able to search the parking. So parking vertical and transport transport vertical, they are required to share the data. Similarly, this health vertical and the transport vertical is required to share the data. So we should have a platform where the sharing of data is possible. And this 1M2M platform for which this GSS was also working with the CDOT, CCSP, that is based on 1M2M based 1M2M specification, and it is having the sharing of data capability, common service layer. Then fourth one is the privacy and security, and fifth one is the domain knowledge. One more example I shall give to you. Suppose somebody, some vehicle hits the person, and Indian scenario में तो वो उसको टक्कर मारेगा और भाग जाएगा. People will, मतलब he will not stop. And उसने किसी को टक्कर मारी तो उसने कैमरे ने कैच किया, और कैच करने के बाद में the camera has alerted the server. Then server will send the this details to the police vehicle and the ambulance, nearest ambulance, or it may be sending to some of the cameras. It should send to all the cameras of the city, but suppose, and those cameras should be capable enough, whether it is sending or not. I attended the proof of concept of the Agra Smart City. All these things are not happening. I suggested to them, but it should be there. The alert should reach to all the cameras of that city which are connected to that platform, and this cameras should analyze all the pictures and try to find out whether this alerted vehicle picture is there or not. And if they find, they should alert the platform. Okay, this vehicle is in this zone. It is required. Suppose some unwanted person enter the city and police want to search. Then the photo is uploaded on the server, and from the crowd, this person should be traced. It is required. And it is happening in some of the developed countries, including China. If you read on the Google about China, they created the cameras, and they made this experiment 4 or 5 years back. They uploaded the picture on the server, and they tried to find out the person, and they were successful. So it all depends what's the capability of the system. It can happen anywhere. This broad key technology for development of IoT, that is the platform. Platform is very, very important. Then intelligence, analytics at the edge of gateway, router, or the mobile network. Security, that is very important. Low power wireless network. This extended battery life, as most of the devices will be unmanned and charging not possible. Suppose you place the devices in the forest or at some of the locations which are unmanned and charging is not possible, then it is required the life of the devices, life of the batteries should be around 10 to 12 years. High speed and reliable internet at fixed and mobile devices, that is very, very important. And technology roadmap for short term, mid term, and long term. This is a policy related issue. Like suppose people create the device on 3G technology, and 3G technology has been closed, and then all those devices, what will happen? Whether it will function on 2G or not. But it is backward compatible. But tomorrow, if 2G also get closed, so devices are created like tracking device. Tracking device is for the entire life cycle of the vehicle, and the life of the vehicle is around 12 to 15 years. If the tracking device comes with the vehicle, so its life should also be 15 years. Then in that case, this technology, radio technology, which is built in the tracking device, that should sustain for the entire life period of the device. So we will see the embedded SIM has also come into the picture. Then, but the radio technology that is required. This is you see one of the important picture, and in this picture, in this slide, the brain of the city, smart city platform, that is the brain of the city. So I mentioned that number of verticals, if integrated together, like power sector, city surveillance, transport, waste management, water management, you can have number of verticals in the city. You can create a smart infrastructure in that and bring all the data on the common platform for sharing of the data between different verticals. So brain of the city, smart city platform is mentioned as the brain of the city because it is a software entity. And suppose if it is not based on standards, then what will happen? After 5 years, the another vendor will come. Then the people will say we are not able to integrate the some new verticals. Suppose cellular V2X comes, they will not be able to integrate. Then it will be difficult for the smart city to remain smart for a long time. As most of the components in emerging technologies, they are going towards softwareization. Now you see, like in the case of 3G and 2G, there were big hardware, big electronic switches in the core. Now the core of the in 4G and 5G, that is going to the cloud. This IoT interoperability, that is also very important, and the role of standardization. And it mentioned that nearly 40% of the economic impact of the IoT requires interoperability between IoT systems. So if we want the cheaper devices, then interoperability is very, very important. And for this, the role of standards is very important. So now we can see what the international bodies are doing. In ITU, there is number of study groups, and study group 20 that is on IoT, smart cities and communities, and study group 13 that is on future networks. It deals the cellular communication technologies, 3GPP and others. They submit their standards in study group 13. And security SG17, that is also very important. So in TEC, similar to these study groups, we are having national working groups. And if you people are interested in any of the, for working in any of the technology domain, you are always welcome. These NWGs are having the members from the academia as well as from the industry. Then ITU Study Group 20, it developed an implementation of international standards. It has released a series of standards, starting from the this devices, gateway, your platform related standards, refer the SG13, the communication technologies related standards, and key performance indicators, and even the security related standards. The first city which was evaluated based on ITU key performance indicators, that was Dubai in 2016. After that, Singapore was evaluated. Their governments came forward to evaluate their cities based on ITU standards, and now more than 150 cities across the globe have been evaluated based on international standards, that is ITU standards. And U4SSC has developed the key performance indicators based on ITU standards. Another standardization body, that is 1M2M. 1M2M basically works for the platform, and this CDOT common service platform that is based on 1M2M specification. 1M2M is just like 3GPP. You people might have heard the name of third generation partner project of the standards for the cellular communication technology. So same organizations, they developed, they created 1M2M for the IoT domain, and created. And its second release came in 2018. It has been adopted as a national standard in TEC, and release 3 has also been adopted. Release 4 and release 5 work is in progress. It is also backward compatible. CDOT is having its platform based on release 3. UDEC is having 2, and IIIT Hyderabad is having 1M2M based this Smart City Living Lab. And a number of cities, they are also having 1M2M based platform, like HP Enterprise. HP Enterprise bids for 1M2M based platform. These are the standards. Only the software vendors and companies, they have to develop the product. Like for the cellular domain, this Nokia, Jetty, Huawei, Ericsson, and Qualcomm, all these people develop this product in the similar way. These are the standards. This how 1M2M breaks down the silos. You see on the left side the different verticals, and sending the data to their individual servers. And here the platform will be having the common service layer, and data can be shared. So this 1M2M platform is having interworking with various standards and the technologies, like 3GPP. With 3GPP technology, it is having the interoperability. V2X, cellular V2X, which will become the reality in the intelligent transport system, is also having the interworking with the 1M2M, and that will come in release 4 of 1M2M. These are some of the standards which have mentioned, but there is a large number of standards have been released by ITU Study Group 20. ISO IEC JTC1 SC41 has also released these standards. This 1M2M only because it was created sometime in 2012, so it has released up to release 3, release 4, and release 5 work is in progress. You are well aware about IEEE. This IEEE has released standards almost in all domains. And actually what happens, let me tell you, this 1M, 2M, the IEEE, 3GPP, and these bodies, they submit their standards and other things in ITU and ISO, IEC, related, related with the telecom, they submit to ITU, and for electrotechnical and other related standards in ISO IEC. No doubt ISO IEC is working on ICT domain also nowadays. On smart cities they are working. So people submit in ISO IEC also, because they are the UN bodies, and most of the governments, they participate. They submit their requirements in these bodies. So these international organizations, they discuss the standards, tell them the requirements, and then further try to adopt so that they can be seamlessly integrated across the globe. Now, if we come to the communication technology, the network quality of service requirement, because timely transmission is of utmost important. Communication network is required to be more reliable with low latency. So I'm giving you 2-3 examples with the transmission of data in IoT is very, very important. It may be an alert, it may be in a few kbps. In the case of like fire alert, or the alert, suppose there is an accident and the sensor, and that sensor gives the alert, and that alert is required to be transmitted. So if suppose there is no signal, then it will be difficult. So that's why the communication network is required to be more reliable with low latency. These are the communication technology, and use of communication technology will depend upon the use cases, like the low power wireless communication technology, then Wi-Fi, DSRC, this 802.11p, that is the DSRC technology used for intelligent transport system earlier, but now it is outdated. WSN, Zigbee, then cellular communication technologies, and now low power wide area network. It comes in 2 categories, cellular and non-cellular. These are the non-cellular, Sigfox, LoRa, Telnet, PTC. These are the non-cellular communication technology, LPWAN, low power wide area network. And in cellular, ECGSM, LTE, MTC, NB-IoT, these are in the picture. So LoRa network is being deployed by Tata Communication, and this your Senra company. It is a startup of the USA. And cellular LPWAN technologies, they are to be deployed by the cellular operators, but at present, except Reliance Jio, nobody is interested to deploy the NB-IoT technology. Well, they have to develop the software also. This is a pictorial view how the devices will get connected. And in the red circle, these are the gateways. The smartphone will work as a gateway, POS machine and conventional gateways will be there. And the devices may be connected to the head-end system directly or through the gateways, but which are connected to directly to the head-end system on PSTN or PLM communication technology, then they should be based on IP. So this gateways should be IP enabled. The devices behind the gateway may be of IP type, IP Internet Protocol, IP enabled, or even non-IP also. This you see 2G and 3G technology. 2G was for voice, 3G was for voice plus some internet, and 4G it came pure broadband. And 5G technology is mainly for the vertical industry, and it is having the features which are not available in the 2G to 4G technology. So 5G technology was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister in the India Mobile Congress, and it was before this event in Pragati Maidan. So some of you might have seen this event. So it was really a see, India came in the category of those countries which are deploying the 5G technology. No doubt 5G has already been deployed by a number of countries like Korea, Japan, and some of the parts of US. But in India, now it is also a reality, and we hope the 5G technology will cover the entire country in near future. Why we want to deploy the 5G? So this 5G is one of the most emerging communication technology and will be critical in the digitization, automation, and connectivity of the society. And the economy benefits of the 5G technology are expected to be quite immense. As per the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development Committee on Digital Economic and Policy, 5G technology rollout will help in increasing GDP, creating employment, digitizing the economy. And you see, this will be successful. 2/3 of 5G will be used in IoT. Even the entire, we can say, if you see, let me go to this slide. Enhanced mobile broadband, peak data rate of 10 Gbps. Who needs even 1 Gbps? It is the peak data rate, but who needs 1 Gbps on the mobile phone? If you are getting on 10 MB, you are satisfied. Then it is required to be used in the industries. Similarly, machine type communication, 1 million devices per square kilometer you can connect. So a large number of devices you can connect, you can create it will be used in the smart homes. Most of the smart home devices will be connected, the smart city devices will be connected. Then ultra reliable low latency less than 1 millisecond. So self-driving car, it will come in some countries. Let us forget self-driving car. Mission critical applications like robotic surgery. Suppose the doctor sitting in the do some operation in a remote district, then they can do it using the robotic arm. Robotic arm will become a reality. So Industry 4.0, cellular V2X, and these two verticals, Industry 4.0 and cellular V2X, the 5G technology will be used in a big way. And these are the two verticals where from which the telecom operator will get the return on investment. What are the differences between 4G and 5G? Latency 10 millisecond, its latency will be 1 millisecond. Then the data flow, you can see 1 Gbps peak data rate is set in 4G, but how much we get, you people already know. 10 Gbps peak data rate, but it can be defined like it is in LTE, then LTE advanced. People quote 20 Gbps will become the peak. So the people can get at least the 100 Mbps or 200 Mbps on their mobile phone. Like if everybody is having the 5G connections and the towers are not being extended, it all depends how much infrastructure is created by the telecom service. And 100,000 connections per square kilometer, that is in 4G, and 1 million, 10 lakhs connection per square kilometer in 5G. So, even the private captive network, suppose some industry want to make it as a smart factory, then they can have the private captive network, the LTE network. Here they can have, they may also have from the telecom service provider, but they can have their own network also. So many OEMs like your Capgemini, Qualcomm, and so many Ericsson, they have started working with this. Nokia and Bosch, they are working from the last 2 years for making 100 factories as a smart factories across the globe using the 5G technology. These are some of the applications you can see: extreme mobile broadband, video calling, fixed wireless, USD, video monitoring, mobile cloud computing, massive scale communication. This massive machine type communication. This is basically where we can have 1 million connections, connectivity per square kilometer. So we can connect so many devices there. Then ultra reliable low latency type of use cases in cellular V2X, vehicle to pedestrian, vehicle to vehicle, and industrial automation, then robotic surgery. So many applications will be possible. But at present, the operators which are providing, they are providing only the bandwidth. So you should not feel that they will be providing the massive machine type communication and the ultra reliable low latency. Only one feature they are providing at present, wherever they are doing 5G. Only they are saying we have increased the bandwidth, the speed. Intelligent transport system, as I mentioned, that is the infotainment every vehicle is having. Then telematics, nowadays you can have the telematics tracking device you can build up. This feature will come. This 3GPP has released the specification in release 14. Then in release 15 and 16, it has been enhanced. And V2X, you might have heard the name of 5G application that is having so many like OEMs, car manufacturers, then telecom service providers, and even the OEMs like Qualcomm and others. They are the members of this. Tata's this UK subsidiary which manufacture the car, they are also the member of 5G AA. So 5G AA is working on V2X. They are doing the trials and releasing so many reports you can find on the Google. And is V2X means V2V, V2I, vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure, like the display board, traffic lights, and so many communication. Then vehicle to pedestrian and vehicle to network. And it will work on 5.9 gigahertz band. This for vehicle to vehicle communication. This is the critical safety. Suppose on the crossing, one vehicle is coming from one side, another one is coming from the 90 degree of this or another side, then the alert should be transmitted. So some of you people might have seen such type of things in Korea, Japan, Europe, and Singapore, as well as in USA. So this 5.9 gigahertz based technology, that is the DSRC, dedicated short range communication, which was developed in USA in 1990s, that is in use. But that was only for V2V and V2I. But what happened? Only the V2V could be developed. V2I never came into significance. In 2016, the report released by the Department of Transport USA that mentioned that DSRC is the only technology available as on date. This is, I am telling you the details of 2016, but around in 2018 when 3GPP released 14 specification and came out with CV2X. So after that, CV2X has taken the momentum, and in the last 5-6 years, even the USA has earmarked the spectrum near to the DSRC spectrum, and this DSRC devices, they will become outdated, or they will be integrated with the CV2X. So it will work like this, and the beauty will be suppose two vehicles, they are transmitting on 5.9 gigahertz, but suppose the distance becomes larger, then they can communicate through the network also. This you can find out in the technical reports that will come in the next slides. Futuristic use cases from CV2X and 5G technology, collision avoidance, platooning, queue warning, and so many other use cases will be there. Battery management system, video analytics, real-time alerts to the driver, fast and reliable. Over-the-air updates. It is very important. Over-the-air updates are very important. You will see in the IOT security section, which And LPWAN technologies like non-3GPP and 3GPP, I mentioned LoRa and all these. Then we can further move to embedded SIM. Embedded SIM is very important. You see, the SIM which you are using at present, we people are using in our mobile phone, that is the plastic SIM, and its life is only 5 years. Now you see the embedded SIM, that is in the form of the IC integrated circuit, and it is based on 3GPP specifications. And it can be soldered within the device, and nobody can find out where is the SIM. So after this unfortunate Nirbhaya Kand in 2012, the government of India issued the notification that all the commercial passenger vehicles, they should remain the connected vehicle. Then the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, they were preparing specifications, and at that time in 2016 we studied the this 3GPP specifications, which GSMA specifications, sorry, GSMA specifications. And GSMA came out only for the vehicle and the industry embedded SIM. So this I will show in the next slide. This, like for the automotive, it can its life is around 15 years, and it is tamper proof because it is soldered. Nobody can find out. And the government of India, this Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, AIS 140. If you go through that standard, it will be having the embedded SIM specification based on released by TEC interface requirements, so and so. So in one IC, you can have the subscription of more than one operator, two operator, three operator you can have, but this phone has mandated to use two operators, so that if the signal of one operator goes down, it will automatically switch over to another operator. And for the industry, it is also very useful, and because the life is 12 to 15 years, and consumer SIM which we are using, that is only of 5 years, and it is not tamper proof. Anybody can take out and throw it. What is the DOT policy, NDCP, National Digital Communication Policy, which was released in 2018? So it is having like to create the 5 billion connected devices ecosystem.
Excuse me, sir.
Connecting 5 billion devices. हाँ जी हाँ जी.
Sir, actually, can we take 10 minutes break? It will be आपके लिए भी ठीक रहेगा तो. Can we take 10 minutes break?
As you feel comfortable, I don't have any problem.
Yes,
I
sir.
can continue, I can break.
Okay, sir. So, Chaya ma'am, what's
Just
your
a minute. Yeah, just a minute, please.
We can have 5 minutes break.
Yeah.
है ना?
Yes, sir.
आप लोग अपना अटेंडेंस और क्वेश्चंस वगैरह कलेक्ट कर लीजिए जब तक, है ना? सर को भी 5 मिनट का ब्रेक मिल जाएगा, है ना?
Yes,
Yes,
no issue.
ओके सर.
Yes, ma'am. हाँ हाँ, तो कंटिन्यूशन में एग्जैक्टली. हाँ 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 हाँ. बिकॉज क्या होता है कि एक बार आप फ्लो में होते हो ना मैम, वो ब्रेक चाहते भी नहीं, मतलब लाइक इट इज एन ऑनलाइन ना, तो इट इज़ नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. हाँ 60 और 40, 50 और 50. हाँ गायत्री. वैसे मैम पता है क्या, 10 नहीं नहीं 10 मिनट में कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा, 10 मिनट में कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा, रहने दो वॉट एवर इट्स. हाँ हाँ. तो सो एट 8:05 आई विल स्टार्ट अगेन, राइट? Okay, okay, fine, ma'am, fine. ऑनलाइन भी तो मिल सकते हैं, ऑनलाइन भी तो मिल सकते हैं। अच्छा। नहीं तो एक काम नहीं तो एक काम और हो सकता है कि मान लो वो रेडी नहीं होते ना पैसे कम के लिए, तो उनसे पूछ लो कि इतने की रेंज में हमें और कौन से मिल जाएंगे, क्योंकि वहाँ तो हमें अच्छे ही मिलेंगे ना, क्वालिटी कोई भी हो। ओके, ओके। अच्छा सर। ठीक है मैम, ठीक है। ठीक है, परफेक्ट है। ओके, बाय। गैस बंद कर दिया, गैस बंद कर दिया, बंद, गैस बंद कर दिया ना।
Should we start? I think people have come.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes sir,
Thank
yes
you.
sir, we should start.
Okay. We were somewhere on this slide, NDCP, National Digital Communication Policy. In fact, DOT released the policy after every 5 years. So this NDCP 2018, it was really very important, and some important points I have captured from that policy. This secure and sustainable ecosystem is to be deployed for massive scale of 5 billion connected devices by 2022. So I don't know how much have been connected, but ecosystem was to be created. So it means around if 60% devices will get connected, so we hope 3 billion devices can be connected in this. If the COVID had not come, it could be 3 billion, because 1 billion in transport, was possible, and then smart metering, the smart cities, and so many verticals. Then agriculture, smart city, intelligent transport network, multimodal logistics, smart electricity meter, consumer durables, so many. Before that, the National Telecom M2M roadmap that was released in 2015, and M2M service provider registration policy, it was released in 2022. So one slide I just skipped, and key initiative taken by DOT for 5G technology. 5G, this technology, none of the technology can be developed overnight or can be deployed. So high level forum for 5G that was created in 2017 with the target to launch 5G in India at 2020, it was the name. In 2017, then released guidelines for experimental license in wireless communication technology to R&D or manufacturing or testing organization in 2019. Trial spectrum was given to the telecom service provider in 2021, then auctioned the spectrum in 2022. Then further, after auction, the spectrum was allotted, and ultimately the services were launched. They were declared by Honorable Prime Minister. We can come to the slide of National Digital Communication Policy. In fact, whatever I've told you in this presentation, that is basically the part of the TEC technical report which we have released. And we covered the international and national scenario both. Now, this first we have taken the technology, and then the policy, and now the international scenario, international standards. You can find out in the documents, because the standards, large number of standards have been released, and which cannot be covered in 1 or 2 hours. So TEC started working in M2M IoT domain in 2014 with the study jointly with multi-stakeholder working groups having industry, the startups, academia, and even some of the members from the foreigners like ETSI, Singapore, and so many. Now, during virtual events, it's always possible to participate, anybody from anywhere. And the first 5 documents, 1 to 5, they were released in 2015, May 2015, in Vigyan Bhavan by the Honorable Communication Minister at that time, Mr. Ravi Prasad, and so many secretaries. And next 4 were released in November. And 13-digit numbering scheme number is based on the document which is mentioned at point number 6. Then V2I radio communication and embedded SIM, 5.9 gigahertz and embedded SIM, all these came in this document. Spectrum requirement for power line communication and low power RF communication. So everything cannot be connected on SIM. So there are so many communication technology like low power wireless, Zigbee, Z-Wave, and others. And LPWAN, LoRa, Sigfox, they work on the license. So its study was done, and the spectrum was recommended, and then further it was referred to TRI, then TRI has given the recommendation of the same type, and now this 1 megahertz has been increased, and further that is in discussion. Smart home, then communication technology in M2M IoT domain, design and planning smart cities, M2M IoT security, then smart village and agriculture, code of practice for securing consumer IoT, and emerging communication technology and use cases in IoT domain, and then smart city, and other the national trust center for M2M IoT devices and applications. So this document from 14 to 18. From 14 to 18, they were released in 2021-22, and these 5 documents have been uploaded by ITU on its website, recognized as an important resource for the global community. These are available on this link. Anybody interested may download and go for this document. And this is smart cities, emerging communication technology and use cases in IoT domain. You will find wonderful document, this document. And cellular V2X and private captive network. They have been detailed in this document, emerging communication technology, and the FDP release 15 and 16 have been defined, and how these technologies used in these verticals in a multi-operator environment like telecom service provider, multi-telecom service provider environment, how the intelligent transport system can be implemented, that has been described in this document. And Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth mesh have also been covered in it. Then there are so many, what I feel more than 80 outcomes are from all these documents, and some have already been included in the policies and standards. Some are under discussions, because policy is always 3 to 4 years behind the technology. These 3 documents, they were on security, and the code of practice has already been endorsed to all the ministries with the request to ask their stakeholders, like every department is nowadays purchasing the routers, the all networking equipment, plus your cameras and sensor-based devices. So it has been endorsed that these guidelines should be followed to avoid the hacking or the vulnerability-related issues. Then the framework of National Press Center, this CDOT has already been awarded this project to implement. It is based on this framework which we released in March 2022. And CDOT is implementing, and more than 68 crore project has been awarded to CDOT. This I mentioned, you can see it is available on this link. It is also mentioned on the TEC website also. This is 1M2 release 2, release 3. It has already been adopted. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. These once we adopted these standards, then BIS has IoT reference architecture, and further refer to MOHUA, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and MOHUA has included in their RFP and refer to smart city SPVs to include it in their tenders. It is required, because otherwise what will happen? Suppose Noida and Ghaziabad are the adjacent cities, and if their platforms are not able to share the data in real time, then it will be very difficult. Like in the case of criminal activities, the vehicle is running from one smart city to another smart city, and if suppose they share the videos based on some repository, the data is going to IUTX, and from IUTX they are downloading the data. It has got no meaning. It will take a lot of time, and you cannot work on real-time basis. We referred, as I mentioned, this U4SSC to Niti Aayog and MOHUA, and Niti Aayog included these 2 items. But we mentioned it will be better if you evaluate your smart cities based on U4SSC KPIs, and TEC will be happy to share our expertise for that. This I've already mentioned. Then this Y Supplement 53 document you download, it is having the use cases. First 5 use cases are from India, and 6th one is from Egypt. This document was approved by ITU in 2018. And in fact, the first submission was from India. We submitted 20 time, and its refinement can be done by anybody. So this is a wonderful document, and it is being implemented in some of the verticals. And vehicle emergency call system for automotive road safety. Suppose there is an accident, and how the green signal should be provided to the ambulance as well as the police vehicles, and how the ambulance can be provided the safe passage. Digitization and automation of vehicle tracking, safety, conformance, registration, and transfer via the application of eSIM and digital identity. It is a very important use case. It can be implemented, will resolve so many complexities of the automotive sector. Remote monitoring the health of a patient that I mentioned you. Connected smart homes, then advanced metering infrastructure, the smart metering that is being implemented. These are the three picks of from these first three use cases. This is automotive road safety. This is the remote health management. The second pick, and this third one is the digitization and automation of this third use case of embedded SIM and digital identity. These three picks were taken by the ITU expert from these three documents and presented in a Digital African Week. So once I was going through on the Google and I found some presentation on the Digital African Week, then I've taken this slide from there. Then Y supplement 56, that is on smart city use cases. This is also very useful document, and one use case is from India and other use cases are from Japan, Korea, UK. So it is having around 7 or 8 use cases in this, and it was published in December 2019. So in Indian use cases in Y supplement 53 and Y supplement 56, the source has been mentioned in this document as India MOC TEC. So this is, in fact, it has taken more than 2.5 years in getting one document completed. One document on which we will IoT ICT requirement for rural community, for providing smart services in rural community. In fact, this work item was created by Brazil, by Spain, and some African countries in 2017, and then they left. So I got the call in 2019 from ITU. Then I started working on this, and it is expected to be approved in January 2023 meeting. Mandatory testing and certification, that is a very important segment of the TEC, and we accredited lab and test. It is being implemented in phased manner. Some of the products have been included. This is IoT and telecom. Anything implemented in the telecom, any telecom implemented in any device, that will come in the purview of the telecom department. So this is from the point of the security and safety. So security specifications are also under development. Remaining 4, they are already available on TEC website. This we can skip. Now we can come to IoT security. IoT security, that is really very important. And these are some of the hacking incidences happened across the globe. In fact, this is the first one is the smart meters hacking, and FOSCAM, IP baby cam hijacking. All these things are available on the Google. We have taken from the research papers and from the Google. These contents have been taken, and this is part of the documents along with the links. So this one security document is is under preparation and is expected to be released in January, February of this year. So that will have the recommendations what the manufacturers should do, what the system integrator and the service provider, what precautions they should take. Because security is the last item for the manufacturers. Generally, they don't spend on security. Most of the companies. So that we will see in this presentation. Connected car vulnerabilities. In 2017-18, security researcher discovered 14 vulnerabilities in connected vehicles which could be used to remotely control a number of BMW models. Mirai DDoS. So this IoT botnet was used to execute the worst DDoS attack against the Internet Performance Management Service provider DINE back in October 2016. And several websites went down. Later on, DINE was acquired by Oracle. After becoming infected with Mirai malware, computers continuously searched the web for susceptible IoT devices before infecting them with malware by logging in using well-known default username and password. This camera of a smart TV is vulnerable. This Federal Bureau of Investigation, it issued the warning around 2 years back, 3 years back, even before. And they asked that the smart TV users, they should take care of their personal security and the privacy, because generally the smart TV makers, they are not providing the updates for securing the camera, and the users are also not making them disable. So this is really very risky. In June 2020, the cyber attack hits the US mobile phone operators, sparking outages. Thousands of T-Mobile, Metro by T-Mobile, then AT&T, Verizon, Sprint customers all reported outages in areas including Florida, Georgia, New York, and California. The disruptions were part of a large-scale distributed denial of service. So it happened, and it is available on this link. What is the threat to IoT devices? These are some of the threats: weak user credentials, then insecure firmware upgrade or outdated firmware, malware, use of weak encryption algorithms, device modifications, lack of physical hardening. So these are some of the threats. The document which we are going to publish, that is a really very exhaustive document, having references for more than 100 documents across the globe. And I think that is bringing out a large number of policy recommendations. And the top countries originating, how this, in the last, in fact, one ETT News published that India is the third largest country producing malware from the IoT devices. So this nowadays the feeds goes to all the emails. Then this email was seen by some of the top bureaucrats in the department, and then there became a lot of hue and cry, why this is happening. Then this presentation was made to secretary around 1 week back. I presented this one. So same I thought, let me present to you people. The China produced 38% and US 19%, and then 10% by India, and is given. It is the analysis from Microsoft. The vulnerability is how it any device can become vulnerable. Even you see, we have to secure the devices. If we are having the connected devices, whether it is a smart watch or a smart camera or the smartphone, any device can become vulnerable. But the manufacturers should provide the updates. There should not be critical vulnerabilities so that they are able to solve the data or create issues. In IoT domain, the threats becomes tangible, like traffic management system, jams and accidents, V2X infrastructure, fatal accident will be there, smart street light, blackouts may be there. In fact, in one of the seminar which we arranged last year, the Qualcomm mentioned in US with some university, they had done some project hacking the lights using drones. Surveillance system, security implication, smart parking jams will be there, smart network infrastructure, data center, denial of service, sensor and alarm system, panic is tempered, and rioting may happen. Then around in 2017, TRI released a number of recommendations in its paper, and those recommendations were accepted by DOT. And further, the two recommendations, they are related with the security. And number of recommendations came to us to work, but these two are related with the security, that the device manufacturers should be mandated to implement the security by design principle in M2M devices manufacturing so that end-to-end encryption can be achieved. and another one is the NTC. So this you see, as I mentioned, that the documents are on security. You can skip. Then what we can do, like a number of devices to be connected with the internet, whether it is a smartphone or the camera or the smartwatch or anything, they are continuously increasing. Now, what is required to be done? Then a study, we released 2 documents in the last 2 years. One is on national custom, and one is the code of practice. So this code of practice, you may go through this. It is based on basic principles of released by, prepared by ETSI, and it has been adopted by the European Union, then UK, Australia, Finland, Singapore, and Singapore created a labeling scheme for the devices for based on, they made it as a basic principles, basic requirement for the device manufacturers. And then further ITU is working on this, then they released number of recommendations. And if someone of among you is working on security, then people might be knowing about ITU TX.509. This is the standard being used for for the digital signature or the in safe uploading or onboarding of the devices. Then ISO IEC 87SC27, the 27400, this standard was released recently. Then it's the TS103645. We released the code of practice based on this. So it is having 3 basic principles. It is having 13 principles. I shall mention 3 principles, like no default password. Suppose you are having a broadband connection installed by this WSN or ATAL or anybody. Generally, people are having admin as the user ID or password. The technician which comes, they create this user ID and password, and you people never change. Nobody changed. In general. Then what will happen if suppose you try to find out the this Wi-Fi connections of you are nearby? So out of 5, 6, at least 1 or 2 you will find which are not protected. Then what can happen? You can use the Wi-Fi of the other person, and then if this person is smart, then can enter the their routers and the devices also. And second one is second guideline. First one is the no default user ID, no default password. No default password for the devices. Second one, that is the vulnerability management. Like some manufacturer has sold the device. Then it should mention if there is some problem in the device, on which number, which mail ID the user should contact. Secondly, for how much time they will provide the update. Suppose you are purchasing the smartphone. For how many years they will be providing the updates. The people are using the smartphone for the 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And generally, until unless that smartphone becomes outdated and stop working, we are always using. But whether the operating system is being updated or not, that is very important. And so this knowledge is required to be updated among the people. The people should take care of this. So these 3 guidelines I have told you, but you see the admin, even you can find in some of the documents of the UK also. If you see the code of practice released by UK, they have also mentioned the admin. And one document I was studying released by US recently, then they have also mentioned the same thing, that the people are using the common type of password, very easy password people are using, and those passwords are cracked by the hackers and they enter in the devices. Finland and Singapore adopted ITSI EN 303645 as a baseline standard for creating labeling scheme, and Singapore has signed the MOU with the Finland as well as Germany. Now let us go to this. Singapore created the category of the devices. They said, okay, level 1 will meet the basic baseline security requirement, the first 3 requirements that should be met, the default password, then second one is the vulnerability disclosure policy, and third one is the software updates. If you create above this you are having some more testing arrangement, more security arrangement, then it will come to level 2. And in the level 2, it is saying adherence to some international standard. And level 3, this life cycle management, software binary analysis, some testing mechanism. And third one is the penetration testing, level 4. In future, there is a possibility that level 2 will come to level 1 and some more stringent level may be created at level 5. So this is just to categorize the devices, that the device will be tested and they will create the label on the device so that the user feels safe. Okay, this device has been tested and it is having level 4 or level 3, depending upon their requirement. Suppose the camera is being used in the industry or camera is being used in the house. So it's up to the person of what level they want to purchase. And the cost will depend upon that. Then GSMA also came IoT safe recommendations for the security from the security point of view. NIST also released a series of recommendations, and the latest one is 8425, NIST IR 8425. They also mentioned the similar things. 1M2M TS0003, that is also on security from the platform. A platform should be able to monitor the security of the devices. And the device should have should be onboarded using X.509 protocol, so that the digital certificate which is available within the device and within the this platform, so they will match time to time, and rogue devices cannot be placed in place of the device. Otherwise, anybody will replace the camera. So that camera which has been replaced will not work. Vulnerability disclosure policy, IoT, SF IoT Security Foundation, they came on some analysis that only 18.9% of the manufacturers, they were having the vulnerability disclosure policy, which I mentioned, like they should provide the contact number, email ID, or on their portal that if some vulnerability arises, they can contact on this and they can communicate. Suppose there are 1 million cameras installed in the country and the vulnerability arises, then the company should have the features to update them over the air. Otherwise, what will happen? There will be large number of devices which are life expired devices, which will not be getting updates because the manufacturer may not be interested in providing the updates. Then the government should come with the researchers. There should be a panel of researchers, and the researchers' job is to find out the vulnerable devices and they created the updates for them. That is required to secure the ecosystem. And the hardware will be tested under MPCT and software will be tested under the test lab, will be tested by SPT. Having common criteria, based on common criteria. These are the, and some of the ERs already available. And but you see, whether the device has been tested or untested, any device may become vulnerable. And the job of the National Trust Center is to facilitate the this ecosystem. And suppose the vulnerable device is not being managed, then it will come to the NPC or on open API. It will report, and then this NTC will be having the repository of the manufacturers. Then it will send to the manufacturer, and manufacturer will should be able to resolve the issue in 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, because it's not practically possible if suppose there is a critical vulnerability that it can be resolved overnight. And if they are not able to resolve, then the government should help, or the manufacturers should hire the researchers. Then further, the framework of National Trust Center, which we released, which I mentioned that CDOT is working on this, and these are some of the stakeholders. This is NTC. We can skip. You can go through this. Even World Economic Forum released a document in 2022 where they brought more than 113 manufacturers across the globe, big manufacturers. From India, SCL Technology is there, and Qualcomm is there. So many companies across the globe, and they signed a joint statement mentioning the 5 guidelines, and the three guidelines, first 3 guidelines which I mentioned, no default password and the vulnerability management policy, software updates, and remaining 2 are the secure communication and the security and privacy. So they set these 5 guidelines, and all these 5 guidelines are the part of the CEN 3036 or the code of practice which we use. So they also mentioned that these are very important for the consumer IoT devices, and these should be adopted. And 113 manufacturers across the globe, they signed the joint statement that they will follow this, and this number will be continuously increasing. Because it is required to secure the ecosystem. So this is basically related with the security, and security is not an ending process. It is a never-ending process. It continuously needs the updation. So this is from my side. I will take the another presentation. This related with the use cases on agriculture. Just a minute, I will share with you. Okay, I can skip this. Yeah, need of digital transformation in agriculture. So this is some of the statistics which I presented in some international webinars. So I thought, let me take the same here. So this is a technology should be cheaper to have large scale adoption. Key technologies for digital transformation: IoT, ICT, AI, ML, cloud computing. And you see, this is one of the pictorial view how the from the ITU and FAO document. Then initially telephone, then computers and wearables, broadband, satellite. These are the various type of technologies or communication, you can say. Mobile, internet and broadband and sensor network, which can be used by the farmers working. This slide is mainly related with the rural community, agriculture, food processing, aquaculture, animal husbandry, and healthcare. Then IoT, ICT management. These may be developed as a use cases. Water management can be done using IoT to reduce the water waste. Soil management, such as measuring pH level, moisture content. So these devices have already been developed by a number of vendors, startups in the country, and some of the startups, they participate in our working group. Crop monitoring can be done to observe the growth of crops and also to recognize the disease occurred in plants and crops. This VIT Chennai is already working on this use case. Drones with a sprayer may be used to handle the locust attack, which happened, which was managed in Rajasthan in India 2020. So on this, what we can do as computing may help in creating intelligence at the drone level, which may improve the efficiency of the system and decision making. But what are the challenges? Major challenge in technology implementation. Standards are not available. Fragmented market is there. Coverage and connectivity. That is also a big challenge in the rural area. High investment, fear of new technology, and untrained manpower. So the document on which I am working, that is the smart rural community, which I mentioned, IOT and ICT requirements for deploying smart services in rural community. What is required? In India, you may be aware this Bharat Broadband Network Limited, this project which was conceived in 2012, the OFC was to be, the 100 Mbps connectivity was to be provided to all the village panchayats. And initially through splitter, if you might be aware about the FTTH and GPON technology, fiber to the home. So using a splitter, like suppose only 2 fibers have been found to be good in that cable, the BSNL fibers were used, and then from there the splitter has been used to connect the villages. And now in the phase 2, the government said ki, okay, now from the OLT to ONT, yani ki this your block headquarter to the point from where you connect multiple villages. The 48 fiber may be laid, and after that 66 fiber may be connected to 5-6 villages. So this network, how this network is being built up, you'll see. And initially 100 Mbps is to be provided, and the backend connectivity should have gigabit PI from the server to your the OLT location. And OLT is generally being installed in the exchange, which are available at the block headquarters. So 1 Gbps or 10 Gbps should be there, and 100 Mbps is to be provided in the villages, and which can be further upgraded to 1 Gbps at the village side, and further that connectivity on the backend side can be further increased. Now, that document which we are developing from the international point of view, there may be so many countries which are not having the network in the rural areas. Even in India, we are able to connect around, I think, 1.5 or something, 1.8. 1.8 lakhs village panchayats. The correct data may be on BBNL website. I don't remember it present. But suppose you are able to connect the village panchayat with the OFC, and from there, that OFC can be further extended to provide the cellular tower, to LPWAN towers and others. And Wi-Fi hotspots may also be created there, and that OFC can be further extended to the schools or the hospitals. Well, this is a concept in some of the villages. This might have been extended in somewhere. It may not be there because there are so many challenges in the village also. But in the long run, it will be a good project, and it will help in creating a lot of services in the rural community. Then if we go further, connecting a high-speed network, okay, this is, I told you this. And now PM Wani, like providing the Wi-Fi connect, selling Wi-Fi to the other customers from some shops. The PM Wani type concept came, and it is working. It is working very well. This is the conceptual diagram, from here, this is the GPON OLT. This is OLT, and from here it came to ONT. Somewhere it will be, here will be the splitter, and this network has been deployed. And the people should get the internet signal. And once we are able to provide the services, we can create various type of services there. And people, you see, people will be able to use at least the Facebook and the WhatsApp. And if they are able to use the smartphone, then it will be easier. Then they can book the tickets. They can get so many services. So it will help in education also. Now you see, there is a challenge. What is the challenge? Well, it may not be in Indian perspective. This is the UN Broadband Commission report on a smartphone, which came in November 2022. It mentioned that 1/3 of the world's population is still not connected. 98%, there is a coverage of mobile coverage is up to the people of 98% area. 98% area is already having the coverage of the mobile. But only the 57% are using the internet facility. So 43% are still not using the internet facility. This is available in the UN Broadband Commission report. It is available on the Google. I've seen on the Google only. This report you don't feel that I am getting these copies. So it is available on this. And in this report, in Indian scenario, around what I feel around 31%. I analyzed this. Let me tell you. At least the people should have the smartphone. Only on that you will be able to communicate. I analyzed the things in the Indian scenario also that I communicated to secretary. There are around 784 million mobile device users. And even today, we are having total 1145 millions as a this mobile user, wireless connection, and only 785 million around they are using the internet services. And there are around 360 million who are not using the internet services. So it means those who are not using the internet services, they may not be using the smartphone. So if we can government by some means like providing subsidy or the cheaper phones or anything, they may target 200 million population. And, it may be in the some may be in the urban area, but majorly they will be in the rural areas. Or the people from 2G, 3G to they switch over to 4G technology or 5G technology in future. It will help that they will be able to use more services, and it will ultimately help in increasing the GDP. Now, what are the this slide I have shown because if the people are not having the smartphones, you cannot create at least one smartphone per family should be available. Even in the those like weaker, economically weaker people, they say like anybody who is not having that much of money to purchase the smartphone. There are so many people. So in the family, at least one smartphone should be there so that they can get. It will help in increasing the literacy also, and they can use various smart services. Then you may see, like in India, we have developed this rural network, but that may be the scenario, may not be the scenario for the least developed countries or the developing countries. The night you released so many standards for the economically and sustainable infrastructure in the rural area, specifically for the rural areas. And like supplement 22, it is speaking about the GPON and others which we are using today here. That is the same thing. These documents were released sometime in 2016. Using radio link, cellular technology, and using cellular network with capacity transfer as satellite systems. So that economy, because return on investment will not be there. That's why most of the telecom service provider could not penetrate in the rural areas. And due to this, the government provided this broadband network. It is a massive, costly network. Lot of investment has been done, and it should be successful. So these ITU standards can be used for creating the low cost and sustainable telecommunication infrastructure. And then further, a number of related documents, they are in progress, like use case of IoT-based smart agriculture that is in progress in ITU, framework and capabilities for smart livestock farming based on Internet of Things, smart agri, number of use cases are there, that is also in progress. And this is the pics are taken from the Google to as a showcase at the international level, like how in India in rural India the people are able to use the internet. And in some of the places, not all, in all the places, but some at some of the places we are. In precision agriculture, we will be having large number of use cases. I have not taken the description. I've taken the benefits of this because you can find out on IoT ICT enablement in smart village and agriculture, in village and agriculture, that document that has defined the use cases and even the companies who have implemented those use cases. So that document is available on TEC website. Then further you can see in other important services, which may be in the rural areas, healthcare, fisheries, and tele-education. So fisheries use cases have been implemented in a number of cities in India. And in veterinary side, these are some of the use cases which may be there. This is also the part of the document. No doubt veterinary has not been developed that much using IoT ICT, but it can be developed. In China, number of applications are in use in veterinary side for cows to increase the production of milk. Some IoT use cases in agriculture in India. These may be live soil nutrient monitoring. These devices have already been developed and water management, irrigation, UAV drone application, connected agriculture machinery, smart greenhouse, precision agriculture, vertical farming, livestock farming, smart applications. So these documents, some of these documents in progress and some standards have already been released. So these can be shared. These are available in our repository. And you can have a look of the TEC technical report on agriculture also. So one company is in Gurgaon. They procure the milk from Mathura side, and they are using blockchain and this IoT and even barcoding and other things, and so that to prevent the adulteration in the milk. They claim that there is no adulteration, and they do the packaging in some time in their factories in Mathura, and from there it is sent to most of the societies in Gurgaon. So that use case is there, and if the people are able to prevent the adulteration, it is a big thing. Similarly, the aquaculture use cases are there. This one use case, the switching on of the water pump in the rural areas, that is already in progress from the last so many years, 10, 15 years. It was developed by one startup in Pune. And some of the use cases, in those use cases, we have mentioned the mail ID and the contact details and name of the company who have developed and or who are using those use cases. And one is a very interesting use case here, that is a smart village developed the micro solar grid in the villages, and using the solar as well as the biomass. And that is the last use case in that document. And that is a wonderful use case. They have tried and provide the lighting in those villages where there is no grid. So you can see all those use cases. Okay, thank you. This is from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session, sir. Uh,
Yeah, Monica, ma'am, I would like to say one thing.
sure,
Sir,
sure.
you have taken our one subject of 40 lectures.
Exactly, sir.
All the details which may be possible. You have covered all the things in one
And
document.
especially, sir,
Thank
the standards you was telling about now, so that was seems to be so much easy to remember even when you was telling all those standards. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, no issue. It's my pleasure. And I think if you remember, basically, I also attended some of the faculty development program earlier. One in ITS college in Greater Noida, and one in AKG before COVID. In physically, I went there. It's good to have interaction with you people, and what I feel, if you are interested to work in IoT, you may participate in our working groups. It will help in two ways. You will get connected with so many industry people or academia people. And secondly, this what is happening across the globe, because those documents which are prepared, they will get circulated. Draft documents are get circulated, so you can give your input. Then once the document is published, it will have your name, your mail ID, your organization name. So and those documents are internationally recognized. As I mentioned that 5 documents ITU has posted on its website. So let me give you the link of in this chat box. You can have a look on ITU website, and you can find so many other documents on ITU website. Not only these documents, but it is the first time in DOT history that any document is a part of ITU global resource. And these are basically your documents. We say because these are being developed using the knowledge, time, and from you people only. So in
Monica,
this chat,
you can take the questions which in the chat box.
Yes.
I am sending you the link. This one. Okay.
Sushil sir, I'm I'm very thankful to you that you have considered my request and you have accepted this invitation, and you have given such a wonderful lecture. Thank you so much, sir.
No,
And
it's my pleasure.
yeah,
No issue.
and we keep you inviting further also, sir. As you said that for students also, if you can conduct some lecture. So I just want to say that we will further invite you for the students also, so that they also will be benefited from such a vast knowledge, sir. Thank you.
What I feel, you should keep in the daytime.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That will be good enough because what I feel, most of you people, after completing your classes and
Yes, sir.
going home and sparing time for this, it's really difficult.
Sir, we will invite you in our college also. As you said that you are staying nearby, so
yes, it will be my pleasure.
Also,
No, I
yes,
can come
sir.
to any college.
Yes.
There is no issue.
Yes.
Yes. Professor Chandra, earlier Professor Chandra was the HOD.
Yes,
so,
sir.
And I used to come more often. Both the sons passed out from JSS. So,
Okay, sir.
JSS, AKG, and all institutes I know one or the other. So,
Monica, now please take the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, participants, please share with your questions.
Sonu Kumar Jha. Sonu Kumar Jha, sir, you can ask your question.
Yeah, why not? You may speak.
Yeah, sir. Namaskar, sir. Uh, Sir, how can we determine the optimal time for sowing and harvesting by AI or machine learning, sir?
Optimum time of harvesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like you see, in the harvesting, suppose you are having some of the devices which through which you can find out the pH, the primary nutrient, secondary nutrient, or tertiary nutrients, or the temperature. Such type of sensor-based devices are already available. And from those devices, you can take the data, and that data can be analyzed either by the software program using the algorithms or by the agriculture scientists. So, and for different type of crops, these requirements may be different. And based on that, they can, agriculture scientist or your software program can advise the farmers for growing the crop. But ultimately, this data which is coming from the sensor-based devices, this is a raw data. And you have to create the intelligence from that raw data.
Yeah, actually, I thought that, sir, this is the main problem because I am working on this project only. So,
which one? What is the project?
Sir, same, sir. Calculating the time, actual time for harvesting by some AI-based learning.
No, actual time, like for any crop, you see, you need the data. On which you will run the AI. AI is a software algorithm.
Yes,
or you will train some your device.
Yes.
Like for machine learning, like on the gateway, you can create the edge computing, gateway router. But you see, if you don't have the data, you can't do anything. And this data will come from the sensor devices. Whatever data is coming, that is a raw data.
Yeah, that I thought, sir.
Yeah,
first of all, I have to take data from the sensor only, and then only we can train the model, sir, for this, sir.
You see, suppose as an example, you take like from the on NS24, large number of vehicles are going every day.
Sir.
And suppose the this every vehicle is having the tracking device or something. So and a road planner has to plan the road. Then a road planner doesn't need the name of the owner of the vehicle or the location or anything. They don't need. They need how many number of vehicles are passing in the peak time. And then they will use the algorithm and they will find out after 5 years how many vehicles will be there, and then they can plan the alternate route, alternate mode of transport or some other highways, right? Similarly, you can see, suppose there are some cameras, and on the cameras no crowd is going, and one day there is a lot of crowd going. So it should give the alert. So different type of scenario may be there. So similarly, if you have to use the algorithms, like in one day you are getting the data 10 times or 15 times or 20 times, or then that data you have to analyze for 1 week or 30 days. And that analysis can be done only by using the this software algorithm.
Okay, sir.
And then you can create some sort of machine learning models.
Okay, got it, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Any more queries?
Miss Anamika Chauhan. Miss Anamika Chauhan. Ms. Anamika Chauhan has posted a question about the data set with attacks on IoT. So basically, she wants to
data sets. The data sets will be
attacks on IoT.
I have not seen any type of data sets which will be associated with IoT, but data. If the data is coming only, then from that data you have to create the data sets. That much I know. But if there is something more than this, I may not be aware. But data sets have to be created from the data itself. Or anybody else, anyone from you may give the correct reply.
Sir, may I ask one question, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Sir, actually, when we are working for the rural areas, like for agriculture, we are working. So, sir, we are having less connectivity. Like somewhere we are not having the internet connections, and the connectivity is not there. So, how we will carry? Like if we have deployed some sensor networks, some networks in the field, some nodes in the field, and we want to take the data and we want to transmit it to the cloud. So what will be the cost if we want to take that data to the cloud, nearby cloud? Like what infrastructure cost?
You can develop the use case according to the availability of the connectivity. You see, suppose if you have to send very small data, like the soil data you have to transmit, then you can use the LoRaWAN. LoRaWAN is quite cheaper and it covers a distance of around 10 to 15 kilometers in the open field. And LPWAN technology, this LPWAN technology which I mentioned in this speak also, and the smart village and agriculture document that is also having these details. And it is being deployed in India by Tata Communication and Senra. Two companies are deploying this technology.
So, sir, for according to LoRaWAN is we can use the LoRaWAN.
Yeah, LoRaWAN can transmit very small data to a large distance.
And sir, 1M2M technology is also compatible
1M2M
with that.
is a platform. 1M2M is a platform.
Yeah, that is the platform, but that LoRaWAN is compatible to that if we want to further use the 1M2M technology.
Let me tell you, the platforms are agnostic to the communication technology. Platforms, you can connect the devices with any technology on the platform. Like cellular, even in LoRaWAN, you people have seen LoRaWAN or not?
Yes, sir. We have the kit. Yes, sir. We have the kit in our lab.
Even if you people ask the Tata Communication to install one BTS in your campus, they will happily install. These are very, very small antennas. You can install on some of your top of the building, and you can connect the lighting system of your campus on this. Create a smart lighting system there. The Greater Noida Highway, that is on LoRa communication technology.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions? Okay. Thank you, sir. Shivaji, sir?
जी मैम.
Sir, we would like to present you memento as well as certificate of honor. Shivaji, sir, kindly.
Yes ma'am.
I think, sir, आपकी screen अभी presenting में आ रही है. So if you can stop sharing.
Okay, right.
Can I be sharing?
Okay, right. It's good. You can present virtually also.
Yes,
That's
sir.
yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, ये scroll नहीं हो रही है, शिवाजी sir.
Ma'am, is it visible now?
No, not visible.
No, it is not visible, sir. Yeah.
Now it is visible.
Now it is visible. So please accept the so the second slide down, Shivaji sir, slide it down to the second slide, second as well as third.
This is the second slide, ma'am.
No, it is first slide.
First slide show हो रही है sir, first slide show हो रही है, आप second पे आइए.
Okay. Now is it visible?
No,
No.
sir, it's not visible.
Monica ma'am,
Monica-
you can share.
Yeah.
Is it visible now, ma'am?
So wait, sir.
No. No.
Now it is okay.
Yes, it is visible.
Now it is.
Yeah. So kindly accept this memento from us.
Yeah, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yes, ma'am.
You can send me these virtual figures on my mail ID.
Sure, sir. We'll do that, sir.
Yeah.
And sir, this is
Thank you.
certificate of honor, sir. Kindly accept from us, all of us, from
Yeah,
the team.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
So
thank
thank you very much for your such a wonderful session. And today it's a really a privilege that we hear you, and it's really a nice presentation and a nice we have get the very good knowledge also, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir,
Yeah,
can you
it's
switch
fine.
on your camera, sir? Can you switch on your video? We want to take one photograph
Yeah,
with
all
you, sir.
the
Yeah, sure,
participants, all the participants also switch on your cameras. Shivaji sir,
Shivaji
please
sir,
take
stop
the-
presenting. Yes. Smile, please. Yes. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank
I
you.
have taken the pics. Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you. Good night, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Thank you.
All the participants, please fill the attendance by next 15 minutes. Also be there for the next session tomorrow in the evening, sharp at 7. Thank you and good night.